Peace. Lord Richard 12. Peace, brother. Peace, peace, peace. Wanna make sure y'all getting enough light. Make sure y'all getting enough light. King, knowledge, understanding, noble guidance, Joe, J-O. Peace, King, peace, King, peace, King. What's good with y'all? Let's see if I can make this a little bit better. Hold on one second, y'all. Want to make sure y'all can see me well. I really don't like utilizing too much light, too much fake ass light. Sneaker 269, peace, brother. Black light. Black light. Young neophyte. What's popping, brother? I hope this is a good. You know what? I think it's better if I do it like this. This part here like this. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Black light order. The young neophyte. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of y'all in my DMs talking about what's going on with the lives, where's the lives, yada, yada, yada. And it's Sunday. I know a lot of us is getting ready to go to the plantation tomorrow. I completely understand that. But randomly, I said, you know what, let me just go live real quick just to see who's up, just to see who's interacting right now. You know what I mean? I didn't plan this. This wasn't something that, you know, I had planned to do, but I said, let me see who's live. Let me see who's doing whatever right now. So I said, fuck it. Let me go live. See what's up. Surprise y'all real quick. Black Creatress. Peace to the goddess. You know, when I see, first of all, this leads me back to the aspect and the absolute truth that the feminine is multi-directional. Because only the feminine change their name every 5. Say y'all change y'all name all the time. And I don't know if y'all watched my last videos on my Mind Ascension channel. I talk about the fact that y'all got multiple beings living inside you. And those multiple beings need to express themselves. And unfortunately, if you live in a society that those beings are not allowed to express themselves, and it's just a damn shame. You dig what I'm saying? So, Black Creatress. I have not seen anybody with the name Creatress before. So I'm not going to take complete credit for it. But you one of the first that I seen with the name Creatress. And I know I talk about Creatress a lot. You know what I mean? So, shout out to the feminine for knowing who she is when she becomes who she is supposed to be. Therefore, expressing herself on multiple levels, dealing with variety and dealing with different levels of expression. Because she's multi-directional by nature. So shout out to the Black Creatress and all Black Creatresses out there. And as a matter of fact, you don't even need to specify Black Creatress, because in order to be a creatress, you have to be black. There's no such thing as a white creatress. So in order to be a creatress, you have to be black. Creatress goes into the fact that you carry mitochondrial DNA. Creatress goes into the fact that you carry the multiple variations of phenotypes within your blood and with your genetic capability of variations and mutations that make you, quote unquote, creatress. Because it's the creatress that gives birth to every race on the planet. There's no white woman that does that. So you don't even have to specify Black Creatress. Once you say creatress, we already know what the fuck you are. You are a melanin dominant being. You dig? It's simple. Creatures already defines that you're black. It already defines that. That's why I use the word so much. A made-up word, by the way, which all language is made up. So let's get over that bullshit. People already want to talk about my grammar and my punctuation when we're not understanding that you're talking about Europeans who sat around a mahogany table and agreed upon what is right and what is wrong, dealing with the expression of language that dictates an expression of a message to each other. How dare you? This is why within the indigenous culture, one word can mean multiple different things. In this current day and age, I can say something is bad and it means good. Yo, oh damn, yo, son, yo, I was at the club, this bitch was bad as hell, my nigga. That means she was good. That means she was beautiful. But see, white people don't move like that. Bad means bad. Good means good. But we have a language to where our language has multiple levels of meaning due to the fact that we have multiple levels of expression to our spirituality, because we are spiritual and divine beings, cosmic within creation, cosmic within the core, cosmic within the center of what we are. Sublimed. Peace, peace. Yeah, y'all. I just said, let me just go live randomly. You know what I mean? It's Sunday. Already made my my meal with my leftover. I had made what did I make the other night? I made my veggie gumbo again. And what I did was I took the leftovers of my veggie gumbo, threw a little bit of extra lettuce in there, a little bit extra scallions, and I'm gonna make some tacos. I already made some tacos tonight. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, damn. I'm like, you know what? All these people in my DMs, all these people in my private messages, they always asking me like, what's up with the live? What's going on with the lives? Yada, 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 yada. So I said, you know what? Randomly, quote unquote randomly, peace to the gods, peace to the lords, King Graham, K-Y-N-G, King Graham. I said, let me just randomly go live. You know what I'm saying? Please, y'all, hit me. Let's do this. Because y'all know how Instagram do. It's only an hour. And I'm hoping to be able to catch this correctly. Because I want to make sure y'all can see me. I'm hoping to catch this live video correctly before it erases itself so I can put it on my channel. But please, y'all, I know y'all been looking at my page like, okay, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? I know y'all been looking at certain things. Okay, this makes sense. That don't make sense, so on and so forth. Peace. Draylin. Nas 97. Peace to the gods. Peace to the lords. Living overruling dimensions. Knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. Qualities uniting you. Essential earth nurturing. I got so much shit in my head. Sometimes I have to slowly tap back into it. Well, peace to y'all. What's going on? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Please, talk to me, y'all. One thing about me is I make sure I keep my ego as small and microscopic and as fractional as possible. There are times where my 20% to 10% will tap in, and I'm not going to lie, my emotions will take over. But see, this is the beautiful part about knowing what you are, because you can take accountability for what you do, especially as a man. You know what I mean? So, by all means, please, utilize me. Spit something out. Let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know what you're curious about. Let me know anything. I don't care what it is. Y'all know Mind Ascension. I don't leave y'all empty. I don't leave y'all talking about what I want to talk about. Fuck what I want to talk about. It's about y'all. My existence and my purpose is based off y'all, not myself. Representation. Let's speak on representation. Okay. Oh, you taking requests? Cool. So let's get on immortality. All right. Representation. Now, when I hear the term representation, to me, automatically that reverts back to symbolism. All right. Symbolism is key to the connection of the subconscious. See, if y'all notice, see, I'm glad my brother here, I forget who, King Graham. Representation. Now, he said representation. Now, I don't know if he means, what's the word I'm looking for? Not reciprocation, but, preservation. Now, representation, understand that when you represent something, you're usually utilizing some form of symbol or some form of projection to represent the energy or the quality of what you want to project. So when we deal with representation, let's understand that you will never see Mind Ascension project any videos dealing with any white people, cops, anything, beating down anybody or doing anything to us in a negative aspect whatsoever. Because that's a representation of our weakness. But I will always give you a representation of our strength. 216 Marlin, yeah, I already know about that, brother. I already know about that. And I mean, I'm not even going to lie, brother. I don't like talking about certain aspects of that because it leads to our weakness and our emotions being used against us. When we have icons that represent us die, quote unquote, die. I'm using that, quote unquote, because remember, we are an eternal people. We are an immortal people. We don't die. We just refer to the transitions of different levels of existences. So therefore, there is no death for us. So every time we acknowledge a death in our community, every time we acknowledge a death within the representation of who we are acknowledging an ending of who we are. And that's bullshit. So I'll never acknowledge that. That brother held the energy within him, and he has expounded upon it to the point now, I don't know the situation. I won't speak indefinitely on it, but whatever it is, guess what? 10 times to 20 times million people will now research his name and what he has done. So guess what? He has actually become eternal. So you talking about death, but the brother just became eternal. And let's be honest, half of y'all motherfuckers didn't know who the fuck Sabi was until he died. So let's cut the bullshit, shall we? Shall we? Now, representation. Representation deals with the symbolism in the aspect of the connection to the subconscious. Every symbol that I wear, every symbol that I represent in connection to who I am and my personality is basically giving me a form of quality that is connected to that symbolism. That's why, by the way, we need to get into sigils. Y'all hear me? We need to get into sigils. We need to get into sigil magic, y'all. Sigil magic. Start studying sigils. S-I-G-I-L. Start studying sigils, y'all. Because they use sigils on you all the time. You call it slogans, or you call it, what's the word I'm looking for? You call it brands or brand names or brand symbols. But those are sigils. See, because a symbol is worth 1,000 words, but a word is a bunch of letters that come into one meaning. One meaning. I ain't even going to get into that. It's another level. So, as far as my brother that mentioned representation is powerful because in my mind, personally, my opinion of representation is symbolism. So this is why, if you notice, there's many things I will never, ever, ever, ever post on my page. I'll never post it on my page because when I represent our death, when I represent our weakness, when I represent our abuse, I am showing you the solidification to us being inferior to something that is by far minute and non-existence to who the fuck we really are. And this is why, if you notice, they play that game all the time with you. That's why they will never show you anything of your greatness on major news media. They'll never show you anything of your greatness on anything of major social media. That's why when I used to post, I don't know if y'all know, I don't know if I don't know how many of y'all really follow me, but if you remember the very last page that they erased from my entire account, I showed cops being murdered. I showed cops being murdered. I showed white people being murdered. You see what I'm saying? And they erased all of that shit. But why would you do that? Because you can show black people being murdered. You can show black people being abused, which is representation. But yet, as soon as I show white people being abused, white people being murdered, white cops being killed and getting their ass kicked by black people, you erase my entire page. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And we need to understand that. We need to understand that. So representation is powerful, y'all. Oh, y'all, I love this so much, man. I need to interact with y'all much more. I promise y'all I'm going to do my best to start having more lives and more interactions between y'all, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not big on talking to myself. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Every time we share a part of us from our heart, we become eternal, even if when we are not completely aware of it. Okay, I agree with that to some extent. Queen Caroline 283, I agree with that to some extent, absolutely. But if you're referring to the love aspect, I have to disagree, because we've always loved everybody since the beginning of our time on this planet and the beginning of the recessive gravitation 10,000 years ago, crawling out of the cave. And honestly, our humanity and our overwhelming love and our overwhelming need to represent brotherhood for all peoples, no matter who they looked at, it was the exact fall from all civilizations and all kingdoms that we ever possessed with on this planet. And that's just a fact. It's historical fact and documentation that when so-called Africans came to this so-called land that we call America today, which you refer to as Mexum, Turtle Island, all these different names for it, Ancalia, all these different names that I know the Moors are familiar with, we lived in harmony. Only until invaders who did not resemble the same complexion as the indigenous people that they constantly came across when they went to different lands did there begin major wars and major destruction and major genocide. So I have to disagree with anything that's dealing with this love complex bullshit, because love has never stopped your invasion. Love has never stopped your genocide. So if you're referring to something that's connected to love, I have to disagree. If you're referring to something that's connected to the heart chakra, that's connected to the throat chakra, that leads up to the crown chakra, then I understand what you're saying. But if you're trying to say something that has to deal with us loving every fucking body, I completely disagree with that shit. Because it's our intelligence and the looking forward to reciprocity due to our righteousness as a people that gets us to a higher level of existence. Not us loving every fucking body for no goddamn reason. You love based on what you know. You don't love based on just needing to feel an obligation to love something because it fucking exists. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't need to love anything just because it's fucking in my path. I don't need to love everything just because it fucking exists with me. I can respect that organism. I can respect that object, but I don't need to fucking love it. And respect and love are two fucking different things. So we really got to understand that. We really got to understand that. I respect anything that respects me. I respect a roach if the roach respects me when I turn on a light and the roach goes back into its hole. That roach, whether it's doing that out of fear or not, it's having respect out of my presence. So I respect the roach, but that don't mean I want the roach in my house. I don't have to love the roach in order to respect it. I don't have to love the rat in order to respect it. I don't have to love the lion or the tiger or the wolf in order to respect it. You understand? But when I talk about love, I'm using an arbitrary aspect that allows me to embrace every fucking thing that has the potential to destroy me from within to without. And that's why every time they want to introduce a form of sickness to you, they introduce love into it. When they want you to embrace pedophilia, what do? They talk about man-boy love. When they want to introduce bestiality, what do? They talk about trans-species love. Because they know the word love is such an arbitrary word that it will allow this form of arbitrary conduit to connect you to something that is not of your nature, that is not of your intelligent path. So therefore, you begin to accept it because you feel obligated based on this word called love. But I use intelligence. Fuck love. I don't want love. I don't give a shit about love. I give a shit about respect. I give a shit about intelligence. And I give a shit about reciprocity. Reciprocate what I do. Reciprocate what I do. Respect who I am. And utilize intelligence to come to the conclusion of who I am, what I do, and respect that. That's what I care about. Love, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Sorry. I know it sounds bad. I know we're trained to think that love is everything and all this namaste bullshit, but I'm sorry. I don't have no time for that. I deal in intelligence. I deal in righteousness. I deal in respect. 1 second, y'all. Yes, y'all. Pardon me. I want to also add this. I say all that I just said because I noticed that many of you that follow me are, for lack of a better word, I'm just using science, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Y'all are amalgamations. Y'all are a mixture of your own invaders, your colonizers, and the indigenous mothers and fathers that were on that land. Whether you want to call yourself Hispanic, Latino, all these made up terms, these terms were given to you. You didn't create them yourself. Alright? Hispanic is brand fucking new. That shit came onto the goddamn existence during the 60s and 70s. Latino comes from the Roman aspect, which comes from Latin. I respect y'all and I love y'all like family, but I do also understand that y'all do have this somewhat battle within y'all, you know what I mean, that causes y'all to want to kind of focus on love for everybody because, you know, technically you're the combination of the invader and the indigenous people. You know that. Somewhere inside you, you know that. So this is why you push this kind of thing to where you want to make everybody mix together and be equal together, but that's just not reality. It's really not. And I love y'all. I love my so-called Hispanic brothers and sisters. I love my so-called Latina and Latino brothers and sisters. But I know at the end of the day that you still have a blood inside you that's battling with the original blood inside of you. And I also know that you still have a mental captivity based on the colonization and indoctrination from those who have colonized and invaded your areas of life. I understand that. So I understand where your colorism comes from. You know? I understand why you teach your dark-skinned morena daughter to be with a light-skinned so-called Hispanic or Latina because you don't want dark-skinned children. You don't want African-featured children. I understand that. I know where it comes from. But simultaneously, I also have an obligation as a true man to address it for what it actually is. And it's colonization. It's indoctrination. It's mental slavery. And you refuse to address it as what it really fucking is. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much they have mixed us up, no matter how much they have created breeding camps to make sure that they try to breed out the black population by breeding out, dealing with mulattoes, it still has not worked. It still has not worked. Anybody that you hear talking about that they have the capability to breed us out, they're fucking retarded. Because guess what? They've been trying to breed you out for over what? 3,000 years? It started with the Assyrians in Indus Kush Valley, which you call India today. So they had 3,000 years of trying to breed you out of existence, and your black ass is still dominating the entire planet. So how dare you allow me to believe that they have the capability to breed my black ass out of existence? That's impossible. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Ever. Ever. I don't give a damn how much of us they get to interbreed and have interracial relationships. They'll never breed us out. Ever. Never. Peace, Goddess Dolo, Jay Weathers, X West 85, Black Creatress, Charm City 42. Peace, 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 peace. But my main point is this. I love my so-called Latina, Latino, Hispanic, his panic, his over there is panicking over here of these brown and black motherfuckers getting together. His panic. I love y'all because I know that y'all are our children. I know that y'all are our children. I know that. Why do you think when a white and a black person get together, they create a mulatto child that looks like a Hispanic person? I mean, are we going to ignore that? Are we really going to pretend like that? Are we going to pretend like we don't see that shit? It's ridiculous. But anyway, talk to me, y'all. Talk to me, please. I want to get on some higher levels. Talk to me, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I know the clock is ticking on this IG shit. I know they only give us an hour, so let's get into it for real. Let's get into it. Let me know. Think about my page. Think about my videos and my channel and what you felt confused about or what you felt that you didn't agree with or anything. Anything you felt that contradicted itself. You know, I always look for those who feel I've contradicted something. If you feel I contradicted something, please bring that up. Because that's one thing about the masculine. The feminine can contradict herself because she's chaos. But the masculine can't contradict himself. The masculine can't contradict himself. In Colombia, the country I was born in, there are many African American people. When I was 8 years old, I thought I was going to grow up to be an African American woman, and I wanted to be an African American girl. Queen Caroline 283. We know that the dark skin, 9 ether hair, so-called Spanish or Hispanic or Latina is being suppressed. We know that. And guess what? I'm not even gonna lie, Queen Carolina. One of the reasons why I didn't block you, which I usually block a lot of white people, because when I tapped onto your page, I realized that you were a so-called Hispanic. And I worked very hard to deal with the Hispanic because I know that you hold my blood inside of you. So I look at you as part of my family. Even though I know a lot of our so-called black conscious people, they don't like to do that. I'm beyond their surface aspect. Because I know if I eliminate you, then guess what? I have to eliminate Malcolm X. I have to eliminate Elijah Muhammad. I have to eliminate Bob Marley. Bob Marley's father is white. So how dare y'all talk that shit about somebody not being black enough? But Bob Marley is directly half white. A Spanish person is not directly half white. A Spanish person is an amalgamation. That's more pure than a black person who has a white parent. So how dare you try to eliminate a black person because they got a white parent? Like, that's the shit I don't like. That's why if you go to my channel, I have a video I call What Makes You Black? Because I hear a lot of these conscious pages talking about who's black, who's not black, and this Cardi B. That's a black woman. She's dumb as shit. She's retarded. but she's still a black woman. So let's cut the bullshit, all right? Cardi B is a black woman. And she will be treated as a black woman if she do something dumb enough to get herself in a situation where white people will remind her that she's a black woman. What about that young girl? I forget her name right now, but she killed her own rapist or her own pimp or whatever. She was Spanish, but they treated her like she was a black girl. So let's cut the dumb shit. So-called Spanish, Latino, Hispanic people are black people's children. And they are black people's children deal with the rape of the invaders and the colonizers that came to our lands. Black as a mentality versus African as a bloodline. Okay. But then remember, King Graham, we older than Africa, brother. Remember that. You will never hear me talk no Pan-African bullshit. You know why? Because I know we older than Africa. We was walking between both lands before they separated. We older than Africa. You'll never hear me talk that Pan-African shit. Because I know who the fuck we really are. We older than this damn planet, god damn it. Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. We are the black matter essence that has a cosmic origin. Earth is just one stop on a bus line. God damn it. Don't get me started, because a lot of y'all not ready to hear that type of shit. We are older than Africa. We are older than Africa because we are the daughters and sons of Pangaea or Pangaea. That's why we're older. We are older than Africa because we are the daughters and sons of what you call, Gondwana. Gondwana and Pangaea is your bloodline. If you really want to talk about bloodline, if you really want to talk about nationality, claim Gondwana or claim Pangaea. Because that's what you really are. That's what you really are. Gondwana is spelled with an O with an A. So it's Gond, Gondwana. So you spelled it right, but you just got to put an O instead of the A. But Gondwana, Pangaea, that's who we are. Understand that what we call this earth is a realm. It's a realm that has multiple levels of dimensions based on the density that you're in. What you want to call Atlantis is a state of existence upon the earth within a form of density. It's not one place. It's not a piece of land. It's the state of the earth at a level of existence in a density, not one little piece of land. We need to get over this little piece of land shit. Are you an ant? Are you a bug? Are you an insect? You are a being. You don't deal with tiny little rocks and piece of lands. This entire planet, this entire earth is yours. There's no continent that only became a continent due to the wars that you went through. And I'm not going to go into that, but due to the wars that you went through that continue to change the vibration of the earth, the atmosphere, the magnetic aspect, and broke up the land masses that became continents later. And when they became continents, your ass was already sitting on the motherfucker, already established. So this is why you got Moors arguing of the fact that they're not African, because they know that their ass was already on that land before it separated. So technically you're right, but still technically you're wrong, because you still have Africoid features, and those Africoid features are based on the fact that you were seated in the center of one landmass that was not broken up before certain wars and before certain destructions upon this plane. Once you were seated in the middle of that landmass, after the landmass separated, you were already there. So therefore, you didn't have to travel there. So technically, yes, you are indigenous to every part of this earth, with no exception. with no exception. No exception. It's not a coincidence that when I jumble up the pieces of continents, they seem to fit together. The little islands are the little pieces that don't match. Hello? The little islands are the pieces that drowned into the so-called ocean during those wars. And you have the documents in Kemet talking about the wars, but they suppress them. They don't allow that to be a common knowledge thing. Because now we're going into sci-fi. Ooh, they don't exist. Oh, it's impossible for thousands of years for them to have lasers. Motherfucker, we was inscripting the most meticulous pictures and hieroglyphs in stone miles under a pyramid with not one evidence of a light or a candle being lit. So how the fuck was we able to do that? Because we had the technology that they say was impossible for us to have back then. Because we were relying on white people who were not in existence during that time. White people were not in existence 10,000 years ago. They were not there. But yet there were still civilizations like the Zing Empire, which is 15 to 20,000 years old. Kemet goes back 30,000 years. Study the scrolls of Manetho. The scrolls of Manetho will tell you that. My dad says black race is the only race that is originally from this planet. Gnosis teachings that the other races were brought here. Queen Caroline 283, you already know. A lot of us know this, but it's based on whether our ego is going to allow us to say this and teach this to our children. Say this and teach this in the masses. This is why I chose this paradigm to activate who you are. I don't give a fuck about black unity. Fuck that dumb shit. I don't give a fuck about black power. I don't give a fuck about Pan-Africanism. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You are God. You are the divinity within this planet that balances the whole existence of nature on this planet. If you were not here, the planet would not exist. This is why to this very day, even though they have breeding camps all over South America, they have breeding camps all over the Caribbean, they have breeding camps in India, they have breeding camps in Australia, where they were wiping y'all ass out and making Europeans fuck Aborigine children. Till this very day, you still dominate the planet. You know why? Because without the black and brown people of this planet, the planet does not exist. It's the same way as the animals, by the way. If you study Native American culture, the buffalo and different forms of animals is what keeps this planet within balance. The elephant is another one, by the way. There's major animals, and by the way, let me just say this. The majority of the animals that keep the planet in balance are plant-based animals. Tell me what the goddamn elephant eats. Can anybody tell me what the buffalo eats? What's the buffalo's diet? Remember, Native Americans worship the buffalo. They used the buffalo for food, but they used it for food during times where it was an emergency aspect. They didn't just eat the buffalo like crazy, like having goddamn, what you call, buffets like Americans do, with buffets everywhere where you eating buffalo all day, buffalo wings and shit. They ate the buffalo during times of famine. They ate the buffalo during times of lack of vegetation. Same things in Egypt and in Kemet. Because remember, the Nile would overflood the land. So there'd be times where they had to tap into the reservoir. They had to go fishing. They went fishing to tap into that reservoir when the land was in a famine time. They didn't just take from the land because they could, like white people do. Tell me what's the diet of the buffalo. Tell me what the buffalo hunts. God damn it. Buffalo ain't hunting no other animal. All these powerful animals that was used was plant-based animals. They kept the planet in balance. This is why we made sure we never wiped them out. But remember, when the British and when the Europeans came to this land, they wiped the buffaloes out. They wiped them out on purpose because they knew that the Native Americans based their culture on the buffalo. That's why the European made sure he wiped out your food source, because your food source gave balance to your entire existence. So they wiped out the buffalo. God damn it. They wiped the buffalo out on purpose. Buffalo don't eat meat, nigga. The horse don't eat meat. Think about this shit. The most powerful animals on the planet don't eat meat. The gorilla don't eat meat. The fuck is wrong with these people out here? But since you want to listen to the recessive and talk about meat giving you protein, yeah, we got silverback gorillas that are the most powerful gorillas on the planet, and the motherfuckers eat grains and bananas and seeds and nuts. Most powerful things on the planet. The elephant is the most powerful animal on the planet. Don't eat no damn meat. We not using intelligence. That's our problem. We not using intelligence. We using belief. That's why I get so upset with religious people. I do my best to ignore them. But when I start bringing up things like the black woman being God, let's talk about that. I showed y'all the multiple glands, the multiple organs that are connected to the ovaries within the black woman till this very fucking day. I showed y'all the absolute fact that the systematic aspect of embryo, what they call it, embryosis, is based on the fact that these glands are connected to the ovaries, which are connected to the embryo. And you want to debate me on Yahshua and Yahweh and how everybody's created in the ball sack of a nigga? Are you fucking retarded? I always told people the lion is hyped. It's only because they eat meat. That's why they dominate all of the animals, okay? I'm showing y'all physical shit that's found today. I'm not showing y'all nothing that's not found today. The epophron, epophron, epophron. Yeah, it's parthenogenesis. Epophron is a real organ that exists in the female body to this very day that was connected to what they call embryosis. Now, I'm probably saying that wrong, but I don't give a shit because you know what the fuck I'm getting at. And this is a science. This is the anatomy of the woman. Man don't got all... If you notice, man don't got all of this shit inside of him. He got simple shit in him. He got some... You know why? Because he's already incomplete. He got some ball sack. He got an underdeveloped uterus that you call a, you see now I'm so focused on the woman. What you call that? A prostate. After that, he ain't got nothing else. He ain't got nothing else. That's it. He got a ball sack, he got a prostate, and he got a penis. That's it. But I could go into numerous organs that's inside the woman only. And you going to fucking talk about Yahweh and Yahshua and Allah and all this dumb shit to try to prove me wrong that the woman ain't God? Sabali Da'aset, you goddamn right. And by the way, Sabali Da'aset, men can actually lactate during times of emergency. That's another level. I'm not going to touch on that. But even though the man does have nipples that are useless, it is possible for his nipples to be useful during it. And that's another level. You know who goes into that? Dr. Alim El Bey. He goes into that to some extent. So I can give y'all some, because you know I don't like leaving y'all without sources. I can say everything I want to say, but I like to leave y'all with sources. So, yes, the man can lactate during a time of extreme emergency. And guess what, y'all? Let me take it to another level. You know what makes the man lactate during extreme emergency? Let's say you as a woman, you give birth and you die right after you give birth, right? And that man takes that child home. Every time that child screams, right, to a certain tone and a certain octave that's at a high level, it resonates in a man's body. Now, this only occurs if the man chooses to stay around the child. If you notice, most men will give a child to a grandmother, grandparents, another woman. But if the man chooses to stay around that child during that time, he will begin to evolve his chest into what's called breast and lactate due to that child screaming for milk. Now, here's the thing about it. We're in a society where they provide you with synthetic milk anyway. So as soon as your child starts screaming for milk, you go to the corner store and you get motherfucking fake ass milk. So therefore that screaming stops. But if you were in the indigenous nature and the natural environment you were supposed to be in, and for some reason your wife died and you didn't have no other wife, by the way, y'all, this goes into polygamy that y'all hate so much. This goes into polygyny. That's so cool. That's not emasculating him, right? I mean, technically, emasculation has to come from an outside aspect. But remember, man is the byproduct of woman. So he still possesses the aspect of the female. He just possesses that aspect of the female that's dormant inside of him. His prostate is still a uterus. That's why, by the way, I don't know if y'all remember, but I did a timeline on prostate stimulation because the prostate is a uterus. The uterus absorbs things. It absorbs your emotions. It absorbs the things in your body. If you don't milk that uterus, you can't release the things that it absorbs. That's a whole nother subject I'm not going to get into, but man is the byproduct of woman. I am a man. I am a heterosexual masculine man, but I will never deny the fact that the black woman is God due to the fact that I've studied so in depth that the information and the evidence is overwhelming. I'm not going to deny that. I would be a dumb motherfucker to deny that. I'm not going to deny that. If I deny that, then that means my ego overrides my intelligence, and my ego will never override my intelligence because I make sure my ego is microscopic to my intelligence. So I know the black woman is God because I can go into so many things that make her God. From her bloodline, to the organs in her body, to the fact that she incubates all life in her body. I could go into so many things. So for me to sit here and pretend that she's not God, that means that my ego rules me. And my intelligence rules me, not my ego. Not my ego. My intelligence rules me. That's a fact. I went through a lot of battles inside myself throughout the years to make sure my ego is microscopic. Don't get me wrong, my ego still exists. My ego tells me to put clothes on before I go outside. My ego tells me to take a bath. My ego tells me to do little things to make me acceptable to society. But it's only microscopic to my intelligence that receives information and goes, this shit makes fucking sense. This shit is consistent in what makes sense. Therefore, it is truth and it is fact that I might base upon and set a foundation upon what is in existence. Period. Are you willing to write a book, make DVDs? Because, man, you stay with the jewels. Sabali Da said, I had a book. I don't know if y'all remember. I had a thing called Laws of Man. And I think I'm going to start making an effort to repost. But I had something called Laws of Man. I believe I got up to 25 of them. Some of y'all that have been following me long enough, y'all remember that. The Laws of Man. Had a lot of them. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a writer. I know some of y'all laughing like, nigga, cut the bullshit. Your captions is books in itself, but I'm not a writer. I don't like to write because when I write, it feels like I'm slowing down my brain because I think so much faster than writing. So it just feels like I'm slowing down myself in order to write. But I guarantee y'all, I will do what I have to do. You have 26. Yes, to the vegan guard. 26? Are you sure it's 20? See, now you're going to make me look back. Because I thought it was 25. But now you're going to make me look back. So, vegan guard says I got 26. All right. Now I got to look back now, though. But, I want to make sure this video gets saved. So, I don't want to talk too long until it shortens me out. But, y'all, listen. I love y'all. I told myself, I said, I know y'all keep getting on me about this live stuff. So in the spur of the moment, I was like, you know what? Let me just go live real quick. And I just went live. Now, if y'all notice, we went everywhere, y'all. Y'all know with Mind Ascension, man. Mind Ascension touches everything. I touch everything. I give y'all as much as I can. I'm not going to lie. I don't know a lot of people that do that. I listen to all these young so-called conscious brothers, and I give everybody a chance. I'm not arrogant. I'm not ignorant. I'm not egotistical. So I give everybody a chance, but I really don't know a lot of people that's giving you immediate direct sources, immediate direct techniques, immediate direct solutions, immediate direct information in such a short time span. You know, so I'm here for y'all. Please utilize me. Please utilize me. My Cash App is $Mind Ascension 1 to send any love offerings. Alright? Set up a consultation. I do consultations. I've been doing consultations for the last month and change, where I talk to you directly. I give you herbal concoctions for anything that might be a problem. I give you mental solutions. I break down dreams. I utilize numerology for you. I mean, anything you could possibly think of, I can provide you at least a small piece to get to a place that you're looking for. Do I have a YouTube channel? Now, I'm not going to be an asshole, but Queen Caroline 283, Mind Ascension, YouTube, Queen Carolina 283, Mind Ascension YouTube. I have my YouTube up for a while now. Yes, $Mind Ascension 1, Sabali Da Aset. And by the way, Sabali Da Aset, I gave you a shout out on the last video. I don't know if you watched my last video, which was the Feminine Trinity, or the Inner Feminine Trinity. I gave you a big shout out because I want y'all to know that I truly do love y'all, and I want y'all to know that I recognize when y'all utilize my teaching and y'all utilize the things that I do. So, Sabali Da Aset, I gave you a big shout out on the last video. Maybe you should check out the last video. I definitely mentioned you. But y'all, I want to make sure that I can put this up on my page. Pin comment, go live with Sabali Ali. Report comment, hi live video from no. I want to make sure, and I know that they're gonna cut me off soon. And I know a lot of live videos I did on IG, you know, they wasn't able to go through. Oh, Sabali Da Aset, you have no idea. By the way, all of y'all, Sabali Da Aset, Sabali _DA _Aset. She is a beautiful artist. Oh my God, her art. Sabali, don't get me wrong. Trust me, I'm gonna purchase some of your art because I love art. Oh, y'all can look. Y'all know I love art. I love art. I got other art that I could show y'all, but I don't want to show y'all that because I'm not about that. But I love art. So Sabali, I'll definitely be supporting you. And y'all support Sabali Da Aset. Sabali SBALI _DA _Aset AUSET. She is a great artist, a great black artist that makes great black art. Oh, it's beautiful. Also, I want to take this time before I get off of here to acknowledge Primordial Chaos Beings. I realized that on my last video on my channel, for some strange reason, I don't know why, but I forgot to mention her. And I don't see her in here now, but that's fine because she is definitely one of the she's definitely one of the few feminine energies that has supported me, reposted my work. So I got to give a great shout out to Primordial Chaos Beings blog. I'm saying it from memory now, so I don't want to tell you the wrong way, but Primordial Chaos Beings blog. Show some love to her because her level of occult science, her level of so-called witchcraft, for lack of a better word, is amazing. And the feminine needs to get into that. It's very important. But I love y'all. Please subscribe to my channel, Mind Ascension, YouTube. Please show love. If you have been helped in any way, shape, or form by my teachings, if you have witnessed certain things that I've said within the last 3 years from my teachings, show love, show the love offerings to $ Mind Ascension 1 Cash App. $ Mind Ascension 1 Cash App. If I have helped you in any way, whether it's DM, personal, concoctions, herbs, mental, dreams, breaking down your dreams, because I know I done that for a lot of people, numerology, if I've helped you in any way in the last 2 to 3 years, show some love. Let's get some reciprocity. Let's follow Ma'at. Ma'at talks about reciprocity. I've been doing this for a long time for nothing. My mama been getting on me for a while now. My mama tell me all the time, these white people charging $1,000, you doing everything for nothing. Show some love. $ Mind Ascension 1 Cash App. Alright, y'all, let me get off here. I hope that I could save this so I could put this on my channel, y'all. But I'm gonna get off here. I love y'all to death. Overstand, I'm here to activate you as a god. I'm not here to make you a follower. I'm here to activate the God within you. That's one thing I want people to understand. I don't want you to follow me as some type of fucking modern prophet. I want you to know that you are God within yourself. But the problem is you are suppressing your divinity based on you following faith, belief, religion, fake-ass European science, fake-ass European ideology. Get the fuck out of that. You are a God within yourself. That's what I'm here to do, is activate you. Period. You're all religions. You're all ideologies. Why do you think I wear bullshit like this? This bullshit ass kufi. This bullshit ass kufi don't mean shit. I wear this shit to distract your ass. Because I want you to look at what I wear and go, oh, that nigga's a Rasta. Then you go the next day, oh, he's a Muslim. Then you go the next day, oh, he's an Israelite. Motherfucker, I'm all religions. I'm all ideologies. I'll pop up on your ass with a dashiki and a motherfucking kufi on and not give a fuck. Because I know that I'm everything in existence. Therefore, I can project all symbolisms without feeling no way about that shit. I am Allah. I am Yahweh. I am Yeshua. God damn it. I don't feel no way about that shit. I love y'all.